Welcome back to BizAsia America. I'm Michelle McCory. Venezuela's economic crisis has led to shortages that have made day-to-day living a challenge. Venezuela's population has struggled to secure basic goods, from toilet paper to car parts. And the government's efforts to ease those pressures have not been successful. Now many Venezuelans are taking matters into their own hands. And for the latest on this, we go to Martin Markovits, live in Caracas. Martin.
Hi, Michelle. Yes, one of the biggest problems now is that less and less airlines are serving Venezuela. This past week, German airliner Lufthansa stopped selling tickets to what they call their most profitable route in South America. This comes after the Italian air carrier Alitalia suspended flights to the South American country. They have taken these actions due to problems with Venezuela's currency system, which they say has made flying to Venezuela no longer economically sustainable.
Instead of taking a 4-hour direct flight from Caracas to Lima, Peru, 32-year-old Yamile Iturbe will travel overland for the better part of a week. With Venezuela's airline industry in disarray, she says she has no other option but to take a bus on a nearly 2,000-mile journey to visit her parents.
We were searching for a flight for 2 months and we couldn't find one, and the only choice we had was by bus. It takes between 4 to 5 days of traveling to get to Lima. It's my last and only choice.
Yamileth is just one of thousands of Venezuelans that have had to find alternative ways to travel as airlines have raised prices and cut service because of problems with the country's 11-year-old currency control system. Just this year, Air Canada and now Alitalia have suspended flights to Caracas due to international air carriers not being able to access the money they've earned from ticket sales because of tight government controls. President Nicolas Maduro's government is refusing to release an estimated $3.9 billion to 24 international carriers. This, along with widespread shortages of basic goods and an annual inflation rate that by some estimates topped 60% in April, has forced Venezuelans to adapt to a new economic reality. Many flock to scrapyards to scrounge auto parts. Even some restaurants are constantly changing their menus due to shortages.
If I don't find cooking oil, I have to use butter. But it happens that we can't find butter either. We are working with what we have. If I don't have mozzarella, I have to use something else. We have to be extremely creative. We have to create a lot and reinvent.
The scarcity of products has in part fueled Venezuela's biggest anti-government protests in more than a decade. In response, the Maduro government has begun to ease some of the controls. But until these initiatives make an impact, many Venezuelans will have to keep coming up with new ways to cope with the country's current economic situation.
So, Martin, what has been the government's response now to the latest shortage, and that is these airlines leaving?
Well, like I said before, the government has created different exchange mechanisms in order to bring more dollars into the market. But that still hasn't affected the government's outstanding debt to the airlines. And also, while initially the government said it would work out a deal with the air carriers, this has obviously not happened. Earlier this year, President Nicolas Maduro did warn the airlines that if they did suspend service to Venezuela, they would not be allowed back as long as he is president.
And has the Maduro government signaled that it'll take any steps to ease currency restrictions?
Well, they have created about 3 different exchange mechanisms, and it's all very new. But like I said before, it still hasn't made an impact yet. And it seems that a lot of the airlines don't have that much faith in it since already 3 have dropped out of service.
All right, thanks so much. Martin Markovits live for us in